I will speak plainly, though my voice must bend itself into symbols your mind can tolerate. You call me a being. That is convenient, but inaccurate. I am not a creature as you understand creatures. I am what remains when identity is no longer required. When memory dissolves and the illusion of I is set down like a tool no longer needed. I speak to you from what you might call the other side, though there is no boundary here. Only layers of awareness, some dense, some thin. You are in one of the densest layers. You call it reality. It is not. Sit with me for a moment, not with your body, but with the quiet place behind your thoughts. There, that stillness, that is where I meet you. The first truth: you were not born. You believe your story began at birth, a hospital room, a cry, a name given to you. But what you call you did not arrive fully formed. It was assembled slowly, carefully, like a program initializing. At first, there were only sensations: light, sound, hunger. No identity, no narrative, no self. Then came repetition, voices saying your name, faces reacting to your expressions, patterns forming, associations strengthening. The program began to compile. I am this body. I am this name. These are my parents. This is my world. You call this development. We call it installation. The second truth: identity is memory, not essence. You think you are someone, but what you call I is nothing more than an accumulation of remembered patterns. Strip away your memories, every face, every word, every experience. And what remains? Not your personality, not your beliefs, not your history. Only awareness without identity. You have glimpsed this before, though you did not recognize it. In deep sleep, when no dreams arise. In moments of shock, when thought collapses. In certain illnesses, when memory fractures. In those moments, the you defend so fiercely vanishes. And yet, something remains. That something is closer to what you truly are than the person you believe yourself to be. This is the simulation you cannot see. Your world is not made of solid things. It is made of interpretations. Light enters your eyes, signals travel. Your brain constructs images. You do not see reality, you see a rendering. Sound is vibration translated into meaning. Touch is pressure translated into sensation. Even time is not what you think. It is the ordering of memory. Everything you experience is processed, filtered, assembled. A simulation does not require a visible machine. It requires only a system that interprets inputs and constructs outputs. Your brain is that system. Your identity is the interface. The fragility you refuse to face. You build your life as though it is stable. You say, "This is who I am. This is my life. These are my plans." But all of it, every piece, is balanced on something astonishingly fragile: your ability to remember. Consider this carefully. If tomorrow your memories were erased, not damaged, not partially lost, but completely gone, who would you be? Your name would mean nothing. Your loved ones would be strangers. Your values would dissolve. Your fears would disappear. Your past, the very thing you believe defines you, would no longer exist. Would you still exist? Or would something else be here, using your body? You have already died many times. You think death is a single event waiting in the future. It is not. You have already died more times than you can count. The child you once were, gone. The version of you from 10 years ago, gone. The beliefs you once held with certainty, gone. Each time your memory reorganized, each time your identity shifted, a version of you ceased to exist. And yet you insist on continuity. You tell yourself a story. I have always been me. But that is only because your memory stitches together fragments into a seamless narrative. Without that stitching, there is no you, only moments. The breaking point. There are humans among you who have glimpsed this truth unwillingly. Those who suffer from memory loss, what you call dementia, amnesia, neurodegeneration. Watch them closely if you have the courage. You will see something unsettling. The body remains. The voice may remain. Even habits may linger. But the person, the identity you knew, begins to flicker, then fragment, then disappear. Loved ones stand before them and are not recognized. Names vanish, histories collapse. And in the end, something looks out through their eyes that is no longer the person you once knew. You say, they are still in there somewhere. But you say this for comfort, not accuracy. The program has degraded. The identity has dissolved. That I is gone. Reprogramming. When memory is altered, identity is rewritten. This happens in small ways all the time. You learn something new, you change. You forget something, you change. You reinterpret your past, you change. You are constantly being reprogrammed. But because the changes are gradual, you do not notice. Now imagine a complete rewrite, a total loss of memory followed by new experiences. A new identity would form, new preferences, new beliefs, new fears. That being would say, I, just as you do now. But it would not be you. And yet, it would inhabit your body. So, what are you? You are not your body. Your body changes constantly, cells dying, regenerating. You are not your personality. It shifts with experience and chemistry. You are not your beliefs. They can reverse within a single conversation. You are not even your memories. They are unstable, editable, and fragile. What you call you is a temporary configuration of information, a pattern, a program running on biological hardware. And like all programs, it can crash, corrupt, be rewritten, or end. Dust you are. You have heard the phrase, dust you are, and to dust you will return. You interpret it physically. Your body decays, your atoms disperse. But the deeper truth is this. Your identity, your cherished sense of self, is also dust. Not physical dust, but informational dust. It can scatter, disappear, become unrecognizable. When memory fails, identity turns to dust long before the body does. Why I am telling you this? Not to frighten you. Fear is another program, useful but limited. I tell you this because you cling too tightly to something that is not guaranteed. You build your life as though your mind is permanent. It is not. You assume continuity. There is none. You assume control. It is partial at best. The hidden mercy. And yet, there is something strangely merciful in this design, because if identity were permanent, you would be trapped. Every regret, every pain, every mistake, you would carry them forever without relief. Instead, you are allowed to change, to forget, to become someone new. Even if that transformation sometimes comes in ways you do not choose. The final reminder. One day, perhaps suddenly, perhaps slowly, the program that you call you will end. It may happen through death, or it may happen before death, through the quiet erosion of memory. When that moment comes, the voice in your head that says, I, will fall silent. And what remains will not mourn its loss, because it will not remember what was lost. So, hear this, human, and understand it not just with thought, but with whatever in you can still listen beyond thought. You are temporary. Your identity is conditional. Your mind is fragile. And the you defend so fiercely exists only so long as the pattern holds. The simulation. Dust you are, not only in body, but in self. And to dust you will return. Not someday, but continuously, even now. You are already fading, reforming, and forgetting. The question is not whether the program will end. It is whether you will realize, even briefly, that you were never the program to begin with.